for game day. Just thought I'd say hi. Here we go. I've got a crock pot here and a crock pot here. I'm browning some hamburger meat for the Ro-Tel that I'm going to be making. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to be making the Ro-Tel. We'll do it, and then we'll do our Little Smokies. So I'm doing two things, Ro-Tel, Little Smokies. Today, I want to explain to you how I do Ro-Tel. When I do a big batch for my family, I use a whole 2-pound box. Yeah, 2-pound box of Ro-Tel. I usually get the low fat. I didn't pick it up this time. I usually do the low fat. This is kind of what I call a double batch. The whole box. Cut it up in the crock pot. 8 ounces cream cheese in the crock pot. 2 10-ounce cans of mild Ro-Tel because we don't like it hot. But today, since I'm just doing it for myself and for Alan, I'm only going to use 1 8-ounce box, 1 can of Ro-Tel, and half of the Velveeta, plus a pound of hamburger that I'm browning before I put it in the crock pot. You can use sausage, you can use turkey, you can use 1/2 pound of sausage, 1/2 pound of turkey. You know, you can just do anything you want. I will season this with garlic, which I'm going to use garlic every time, aren't I? I will drain the grease off of this hamburger meat. I will not put it in there. So while that is browning, we'll go ahead and we'll get this started in this crock pot here. First thing I'm going to do is I got it on low. I will cook it on low. It'll take about 2.5 to 3 hours on low in this crock pot. There's nothing better than Velveeta cheese, especially if you're making Ro-Tel. That's about the only cheese to use for Ro-Tel is the Velveeta. And like I told you guys, I'm not making a big family batch. I'm just making enough for me and my husband to eat on for a couple of days. I did wash my hands. You know, I just got back from the Martin house, so I freshened up a little bit after I got back. I've sprayed my crock pot. I've sprayed the crock pot. Now I'm just going to put this in chunks so that it'll just kind of melt. Doesn't have to be an exact science. It's all going to melt. But you do want to kind of cut it up. You can't throw just one big glob in here, because if you do, if you throw a big glob in there, it's not going to cook. It's just going to be all not good. My cream cheese, I meant to set it out to get it at room temperature, but I was busy with the Martin house, so I did not get that done. So I'm going to cut up 8 ounces cream cheese to go in there also. Cream cheese just makes this dish taste so creamy. Back in the 70s when we made Ro-Tel, we never put anything like sour cream in it. And one time I was at work and someone had brought some Rotel Dip, and I said, man, wow, how did you make that Ro-Tel? It's so good. And they told me they just, you know, what they did, the Velveeta, the Ro-Tel, and they said they put 8 ounces of cream cheese in it. So I thought, boy, that was delicious. So ever since then, I've just been cutting up big chunks of this to go into mine. So it just gives it a great taste. And if you don't like cream cheese, you don't have to put it. I just like it. I love cream cheese on everything. So we've got our cheese. We've got our Ro-Tel. Nope, we don't have our Ro-Tel. So we're going to put our Ro-Tel in now. So I'm doing a batch, half a batch. So I don't have that, don't have that. We'll put 1 10-ounce can of Ro-Tel. Fixing to plug this crock pot up and fire it up so that it'll be ready when our ball game starts. University of Tennessee is playing today at Knoxville, so this is mild. You can get hot. We just get the mild. Put all that in. Put a little onion powder, not salt, but onion powder. Now I've got that also in my hamburger meat that I'm cooking over here. Hamburger meat's it's just got to have a little something. You just can't, it's just got to have a little flavor. Little garlic powder. Not a lot, just a little. Garlic and cheese are just like best friends. Okay. Now my hamburger meat's just about done. Just about browned. All we're going to do is brown it. Got you plugged up. I've got you turned on. So this will start melting. Then we're going to start on our little Smokies. See how simple that was? Cheese, cream cheese, can of Ro-Tel, spray your crock pot, dump it in. Double it if you're making it for a group. Triple it if you're making it for a bigger group. Quadruple it. However many people, if you want the thing completely full, just keep adding. It's so easy to do. You don't even have to use the meat. My husband just loves the meat in it. So we do the meat. But you don't have to. It's a great dish without the meat. All you need with this is a big bag of chips. Scoop it up and to eat it. Now this is about done. So I'm going to drain the grease off. Get all this grease off. Then when I get the grease off, I'll just throw it in here. This meat being hot will help that cheese to melt sooner, but it's still going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours in the crock pot. Just try to get all the grease out you can. Nobody wants that grease taste. You'd rather taste cheese and cream cheese, and you'd rather taste some good stuff besides grease. Just make sure that all your meat is done, that there's no red pieces in here. Just make sure your meat's done. Get your grease out. Alright, I've gotten all my grease out. So now what I'm going to do is just make sure this meat is kind of in small pieces so that it will fit on a chip. I'm going to pour it in my crock pot. Goes right in. Right like that. Just the meat, no grease. Now, give it a good stir if you want to. Ooh, it already looks good. Can't wait. All right. Now, let's go and get our lid for this crock pot. And let's put our lid on. This crock pot has a little special thing you can do if you're going to transport that, which I love that feature. And it does keep the heat in. So we're going to leave this for 3 hours. And now while that's cooking, we need to start on our little Smokies. Now, we made Smokies all the time back in the 70s. That was such a thing at the late 60s and during the 70s. Everybody had their own recipe for little Smokies. And they were all different. And they were all good. My recipe that I had was basically grape jelly, because I always had a jar of grape jelly in the fridge. Chili sauce, because I usually always had that on hand. And of course, salt and pepper. A cup of brown sugar, because I always had that in the cupboard. 5 or 6 splashes of, how do you say this? Worcestershire? Worcestershire? I don't know. Sauce. Delicious. I could turn it up and drink it. I love it that well. And of course, a couple of shots of any kind of barbecue sauce. This is my all-time favorite barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's. I could drink this too, it's so good. And I bought a package of Lil Smokies. It is a 28-ounce package of Lil Smokies, Hillshire Farms. It's remarkable that this doesn't have a lot of cholesterol in it. Because it's totally pork. These are Lil Smokies, Hillshire Farm, going in. All right. I like to put those in first. Then I start adding my ingredients. I'm going to turn my crock pot on low. What I've realized today is that when I was getting out my crock pots a while ago, that somebody has actually left a crock pot here. This one, it's got a big dent in the front of it, like it's had a car wreck or something. So I've got to find out whose crock pot this is. It's not mine. And somebody brought this to the house, I guess, and left it. I've really got to find out whose it is. All right, kind of stir those up a little bit where they break loose. They've kind of been mashed like little sardines in that plastic. I'm going to put the whole 12-ounce jar of the chili sauce. This stuff is good. Man, I love it. The whole 12-ounce jar goes in. This really has a kick to it, and it's really good. Like I said, a cup brown sugar. Getting ready for this game day. Can't wait. Hope we win. I hope we win. Now I'm going to give it like 3 or 4 shots of barbecue sauce. That's about all you need. Now if you're, and then about maybe, I love this stuff, but my husband doesn't, so I won't put too much. Just enough to give it that good taste. Now the grape jelly is what makes your kind of your liquid. This stuff is going to melt down back into liquid form. But what's better than Welch's grape jelly? This on some toast. There's nothing better. So imagine how good it's going to be in our Lil Smokies. So I'm going to put half of this jar in here. This is a 27 ounce, which is an odd amount, 27 ounces. Why didn't you just make 30? But it's 27 ounces, and I probably put half. Now, I'm going to bring you over here where you can see what all, oh, I've got some more in here, so let's get that out. Maybe I didn't. I'm going to bring you over here where you can kind of see what this looks like. Let me get the camera and we'll come over here. All right, let me let you look in this jar. And it's not this jar, but look down there in the crock pot. Doesn't that look good? It's on low. It's going to have to cook for 3 hours on low. I've got everything in. I'm going to give it a little stir. Put in the comments what you put in yours. Everybody does different things. Now, I will tell you, since no children are going to be eating these today, when I get to the end, when it's a liquid, it's a total liquid, and the Smokies have turned dark from all the goodies that are in here, I will be adding some Tennessee whiskey to this. It just takes it over the edge. And there's nothing better than some good old No. 7 Tennessee whiskey in a dessert. All right, let's take a peek in here and see what we've got. Let me get this little safety latch off. Not that we're going to be traveling with it anywhere. It's going to stay right here, so we don't really need it, but it does keep the heat in. right, look at there. That's gonna look so good when it gets done. I can't wait for it. Maybe I can. I'll have to, won't have any choice. All right, now the beauty of this is, we'll get our lid on this one. Hope I brought the right lid to fit it. I did. Now my next adventure is going to be to find out whose Crockpot that is. I just can't imagine who it belongs to. I really can't imagine. I don't know whose it is. Guys, thank y'all today for coming with me and watching me cook. And really, this is really not, truly not cooking. This is just having fun with some different little goodies that you can eat. My husband will have a ball with these Lil Smokies and the Ro-Tel. I've got a big bag of nachos, and so we'll just have a good time with this. But do put in the comments how you do your Lil Smokies. I think it's so much fun to make them. They turn dark and they smell up the house. The house smells so good when you're making them. I haven't made them in a while, actually, but I decided today we would just do a game day, and this would be our meal for dinner tonight. Okay, here we are. Want to show you the Lil Smokies. Don't they look so good? Oh, I wish you could smell them. Can't wait. We're fixing to dive in. Oh, I just think they look so good. You know, I remember years ago when I made this, it seemed to me like the Lil Smokies got a lot darker than that, but I don't know. But boy, don't they look good. I sampled the juice. Whew. I'm not throwing that out. I'm going to save that. Make something else. It's delicious. Now let's take a peek in here. Look at all the condensation on this. Let's see what this looks like now. Ooh, the smoke. Wow, wow. Let me lay this lid down and we'll get up a little closer. This is definitely done. I did spray the sides, but it's still sticking a little bit, I see. I think I'll turn it. I've got it on low. Maybe I'll just put it on keep warm. Yeah, just put it on keep warm. This is going to be so good. Fixing to get my big glass of iced tea and my nachos. I've got these cute little plates made up for Alan and myself. Meet me at the pumpkin patch. These are going to be our dinner plates tonight. And all of you guys that are playing football or going to a football game tonight, I just hope you all have the best luck, and I hope your team wins, and I hope y'all have a fabulous time. We're going to be here just watching all the games. Ours comes on at 6:45 tonight, Tennessee, and we're going to have some snacks right now. Get ready for the game. Thank y'all. Please like and subscribe, and do these two little easy crock pot dishes. I think you'll enjoy them. Bye-bye.